Alright guys, it's the 6th of November 2022. It's about 7:25 p.m. I am actually already on scene, so we'll get going here as soon as they want to start working. I still want a picture of that. Try to clean it up. That's good shit. I just got the dispatch. Just let me know when you guys are ready to start working.
We're ready, sir.
You ready? Yep. All right, I'll pull on in. I get around you guys. All right, let's go. Let's rock and roll this joint. I try to skirt right between these flares so I don't take them all out. Shit we got for cleanup. There you go. A little bit of fluid. We're gonna have fluid to clean. Nothing in the gutter, so that works. Good marks. Okay, so we got some debris here. Well, that'd be her strut. And what's left of the damn wheel. Damn, she plowed this thing just right.
Yep, it's a good hit.
Right? Yeah, I mean, you expect that to be worse. She just shoved it over, but it didn't work for her. Alright, cool though. Alright, so we got some debris there. That's pretty much it. Just be whatever's the car. Disconnect the battery. There's absolutely no freaking wheel on this one. Fire good. Sweet. Get under, lift it, and then yeah, get under and lift it and then drop it. Lift it, that'll give me a little bit easier shot to put my hooks. No, that's gotta be a connection deal then. I was wondering what the hell was going on with this stupid light. Well, it gives me an idea. Pretty. Alright, so this that's gonna go there. Big old hole right there, and a little match. Here somewhere. I mean, there's supposed to be.
Hey, sir. Which office are you taking it to?
No, Laguna Hills.
Okay.
So for future reference, all calls in South County will go to Laguna Hills.
Thank you.
No worries. Go after it, easy way. Yep, just go the easy way. Another wheel, box of wood. For now. Actually, a fairly clean one considering. going. Oh, okay, you're ready. Good question.
That car's like,
yeah, I saw it. Yeah. It's alright, I'm gonna go back there and grab everything. Suspension components. Das Boot. Large crap is going to go in the car. I'm actually surprised there's not more debris. They're usually pinata specials. Yeah. Sorry. Get my Impacto gun. Separate that wheel and make it easier to move. Those things are atrociously heavy. I think my light's starting to go dead. Anybody need a spare for a Nissan?
It's a brand new wheel.
Was.
What?
Give him a workout today. We'll get a small crap up, and then we'll deal with the remainder. Yeah, was a good feel. Oh, she had a decent brake job. Small shit at this point. Yeah, it's looking good enough to me. Winch washer tank. go anywhere. Let's turn this one this way. My lights gonna die. Alright, there we go. Make sure that's over there. That'll work. Yep, that'll work. Sweet. Hey boss, we're about done. Alright, you too. No problem. You guys be safe. Onward, back to the yard we go. Alrighty. Alright, we're back. Just had to play musical cars to make some room for this thing. It's going to be an inside storage deal. Well, this account gets inside and outside, but I'd like to put my crash cars, at least they have some value on the inside. So here we are. Do this. No, I actually tied everything down. Deal with that wheel and suspension crap. Fine. Isn't gonna kill me. Let's see what I got going on now. Third day guy just got a schedule change and he's wondering what the hell's going on. It's nothing he did. He's paranoid, he's new. Paranoid he's gonna screw up or something like that. Fine. Sometimes you can yank these hard enough and get the chain out from under the tire like that. But, I mean, I could just roll the car back. Yeah, that one ain't gonna come out. Not like that. I'll get back to him in a minute. Can't come off the deck with this one so attached. Look, you yank my strap right off. I mean, kill two birds with one stone there. Technically, I have to secure the vehicle, but you know what? Shit can slide down with it. I'm gonna have to find something to put under it. I may have to go back some too. Yeah, I'm gonna go back some. Because we're a little far out. Let me see what I got here real quick. Probably completely get all up in here. Used to have a there we go. Okay, I used to have a bunch of these things. These little blocks, little palm tree I kept. They make great what do you call it? They make really good. I lost for words here. They make really good jack stands. That's what it is. I don't know where the hell this broom came from, but cool. I'll take it. Well, all this shit up real quick. Well, you know, it's absorbent. It'll get reused. It's still good, so we'll reuse it until it doesn't soak up anymore. The color is usually the telltale. It's still kind of white. It still works. When it gets darker, you know, changes to an oil absorbed color, you usually can tell. Alright. Let me back up a little more. We got a Nissan Altima. Registration is October 22. Hope they didn't pay their tags. Not gonna need it now. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, that's good. Right there. Alright. Got my gloves. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. I got to worry about putting it in neutral because without a transaxle connected to a wheel on that side, it permanently is in neutral. It's kind of how transmissions work. You need two wheels turning the same direction in order to lock it into park. Otherwise, it just spins around the differential gear in there. Technically, it's in park, but it's not going to lock the wheel. It's not like a parking brake. It just locks the main output in the transmission. That still goes through like kind of a differential gear in there. So, yep. Shouted to be funny. Actually surprised, well, you hit on the side, so really the only fluid that's there is that washer tank. I honestly don't even think the radiator ate it. That'll slide down with it. Alright. I'll put my bed down all the way. I'll just let her slide off as much as she needs to. I want to watch that. You know what? Well, because I don't want it dragging it and then hitting my rail and damaging the rails. I need to turn that wheel a little bit because it's aimed outward just a hair. We do have keys. That's a good thing. Yeah, it works for me. I like keys. Just slide right down. Get it to right about yay, I think. You see on the back side what we got going on. Got these rain pans because somebody doesn't like putting them back. Just puts them there. I can go back a little more. I don't have to tilt my bed too hard. Alright, front wheel's on the ground. Raise her up. Put the block. Call it good. Somewhere about, yeah, fine. I ain't gonna hurt it. There we go. Now we can undo our hooks. Some light going on the situation here. That hole, there's one on each one. Gives me a good place to hook and makes it even. This side too. There we go. Normally this would come out to the wheel and I would hook onto this part that would be out here. The hook would kind of go like that, but since it's missing, you have to get creative. At least this was still here, because had this not been here, then I would have had to try to hook somewhere onto this subframe here, which gets a little fun because, you know, there really isn't any good spots right there. There's no holes because it's tubed, but it could have probably came in right here or something. I don't know. You had to get creative. That's the output from the transmission on that transaxle. So the end yoke stayed in. This actually pops out. It's supposed to be with the transaxle, but when they rip out, they separate the boot. You know, because it's the connection where the yoke goes in there. It's not permanently fixed. It's held in there really by the hub right here, keeping it into the transmission. There's a cotter pin, but it can move a little bit, so so the knuckle can work, and then the dust boot that goes around it just kind of adds in. There's no forces trying to pull it out, as long as the wheel is connected. But once the wheel's out of there, then that's what you get. That'd be a brake line. I am going to bend that up because in case it decides to leak, I don't want brake fluid leaking. That's the tie rods, the rack and pinions right there. Snap that clean off. And then this is the torsion bar, snap that clean off, as well as the lower control arm. And then the upper part of the shock tower right there. Really what holds the whole wheel of the car is the lower control arm and the shock, or the strut as we call them, because it's a shock with the spring, and that bolts to this top tower up here. So those are the two main things that hold the wheel to most sedans. And then these are just subcomponents. And once you break those out, well, you can see there's really nothing holding it anymore. Top of this sheared off. That's still bolted in the car. That's your wheel knuckle. See the other part of the control arm. See, my hook would normally go over this. And then there's your tie rod, and then there's that transaxle I was talking about. So when this is in place, oh wow, it jammed that thing way up. Let's see if I can. Nope, that thing's jammed. So there's a knuckle here and a knuckle here, and those are all free moving, and they're just covered by these rubber boots. So what really just kind of holds this together is this being where it's at in relation to the transmission, because those two parts don't move. So it's just a floating shaft in between. But not anymore, it's not. For damn sure. Yeah. So actually I'll pull these. Pull my bed back up. Unfortunately, this car is a goner. All that crap is scrap metal, and that's it in the end of the day. But surprisingly, the front end fared. That's your crash absorber. See if I can give you guys a little tutorial here. I know it's making the video a little longer. So usually when somebody hits on the front of a car, this thing is supposed to absorb it. It gets crushed. This is the AC condenser, so this sits in front of the radiator. It's a small little, basically a small radiator. And then right behind that, there's the actual radiator. So when something impacts the front, usually anything that bends these will compromise the radiator behind it. And this is full of gas, so that'll just go into the atmosphere, which is not good for the atmosphere, but it is what it is. The radiator is full of coolant, so when that gets compromised, then you wind up with all that crap on the ground. Fire department did disconnect the battery. Windshield's obviously toast. Yeah, unfortunately, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Large components here. Had to throw some in the car because I don't want them flying off the truck and hitting somebody's vehicle. Sometimes I'll throw them in front, but that's not a guarantee. Motor doesn't look too bad, but yeah, your radiator and stuff. And then there's a support that goes across here, support. And so when front end collisions happen, they'll usually bend all this, take out the radiator and condenser. Transmission cooler is integrated. And surprisingly, this one doesn't look too bad. She parks under a tree, but oh well, it is what it is. You hit some parked cars, and that's fortunately going to take out your damage there is irreparable. So airbags deployed, fire department cut those out to extricate the patients. I believe there was a passenger because the seatbelt. Here's a telltale sign if you get into a crash. Somebody says, I was wearing my seatbelt, but they weren't. So in conjunction with airbags, there's tensioners in the seat that actually fire off just like the airbags do and pull the seat back to break you away from the front and give you room. There's also a pre-tensioner system that fires just the same way airbags do in the seat belt, and it locks it. This seat belt can't be reused now because the pre-tensioner had gone off. and locked it in whatever position it was in. Obviously you can see it's extended. It means somebody was wearing it. If you weren't wearing it, it would be all the way retracted, and then it would fire and it would be locked up like this where you couldn't move it. So that's a telltale when cops or anybody's looking at a car, you can tell somebody was wearing the seatbelt, was because when the pre-tensioner goes off, it holds it in whatever position it was in at the time of crash. So it's a little tidbit. If you're trying to lie your way out of shit, be careful. There's things that will tattletale on you. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. Be safe out there. I will see you all in the next one.